all doing well and keeping safe. I hope things are better with your families. The lockdown is being lifted at quite some places and things are opening up, but I highly, strongly request you, if it is not something urgent and necessary, don't put your life at risk and someone else's life at risk. So just try to take care on those lines. But at the end of the day, you know what is the best for you. So have fun, but take care of yourself and take care of people around you. Okay. So I'm finally super excited to be launching my manifestation series. So this is the video number 1 in the series of videos that are going to come. I believe in the universe. I believe that the universe is inside of ourselves. I believe in law of attraction. I believe in manifestation. I believe in visualization and putting something out to the universe and it providing it for you. I believe in these things, and I have not just, I woke up one day and hey, I believe in law of attraction. That doesn't happen, right? You fall in love and then you grow in love. It's two different things. So I have, it sort of has grown upon me, the manifestation and visualizations and how you can meditate on things, how you can write journals on these things, and it can come into your reality. So I belong to a very simple family, simple people, simple things, nothing too fancy here. But how we are young and we see other people, we see our friends, they are driving different cars, they have drivers, and they have different facilities at home, which probably some of us would not. And it just makes you want to have that. And it makes you feel like, when you don't understand, what a career is, what finances are, it makes you feel like, okay, what did I do wrong that I don't have it and someone else has it? It's not in a way that why do you have it? It's in a way that why do I not have it? So it's not really coming from jealousy or insecurity, but it's more like that emotion of lack. So as to, मेरे पास क्यों नहीं है और इसके पास क्यों है? That sort of emotion. And I've had that for a very long period of time. And it's okay. I mean, we are all young, we grow up, and I can talk about it today so openly because I am over that, right? So when it comes to manifestation and all of these things, I have been doing it since forever. I have been doing it since forever. But how I got into this, like full-fledged, that I started to apply this for every single thing of my life. So why should you be trusting me? Why should you, watch my series? And how do you know that I really know about this stuff and what have I manifested? So I think one of the first things that I have manifested, something that was too big, would be my clear skin, right? So I think that's one of the biggest manifestations that happened, because when someone asks me, how long did it take for your skin? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, of course I was taking care and I put in the work. It's not like I just journaled and I didn't take any actions. I took the actions, but I also feel we are inspired to take the action that puts us on the right path and takes us there. So that is something that has happened with me. So that's one of the biggest things that I've manifested, how I look and how I feel about myself. Yes, you can manifest your body, your skin, your hair. These things are possible. If you don't believe in it, it's okay. I'm not talking from a background of science here. I'm just talking from my life experiences. This is information and not facts. It may or may not serve you, but I'm just sharing with you what has happened with me. I have manifested my car. So every single penny that went into buying that car came from my pocket, and all my life I wanted for my dad to provide it for me, but he couldn't. So the best way out is you have to do it for yourself. If your parents are not able to do it for you, it's not their problem, right? They are able to provide for us, educate us, put in the right colleges, pay the fees, pay the tuition fees, which most of my time I spent bunking, guilty as charged, but it happens, right? I mean, it was just a phase and I'm not guilty about it anymore. I don't hate myself for doing it, because that's just who I was, and that's exactly how you grow and learn, which is okay. So I've manifested my own car, exactly the car that I wanted, and there is a beautiful story around it, which maybe I can share in some of the videos that are going to come if you're interested. But I've manifested the exact car that I wanted. I have manifested the exact laptop that I wanted, the phone that I have, the clothes that I wear. I think one of the biggest manifestations that I've done is buying a house. And I have been always saying this to myself, and just saying it to other people, that you don't have to be 30 to be able to buy your own home. You can do it a little early in life as well. I wanted to do it before I turned 25. It is still like 1-2 years ago. Later, not ago, later. But I'm 24 right now. So next year I will complete 24. Anyway, so I've been able to buy my own house. A few of the financial things, very teeny tiny amount, have been taken care with the help of my brother and dad, because all of us are going to move into that place. And it's just a dream come true. And when we are going to move into the series further, I'll show you how I manifested the house, and if possible I can show you a few bits of the journaling that I used to do. But I have always wanted the house, but I never wanted it as bad as I wanted it this year for some reason. And that's why I constantly say that the universe inspires you to take actions and want it. So I can't just wake up and journal that I want a house. It needs to come from my heart, and I need to be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually present with that journaling. And that is how the frequency goes out to the universe, and you are able to, sort of bring it into reality and manifest into your reality. So I have been very, very lucky to do that when it comes to my travels, when it comes to the kind of places I stay at, the way I fly, all of these things. So my first flight that I took was I think 2-3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I'm not sure. So it was like very late in my life when we used to travel. We used to usually travel by bus or train. A lot of times when I used to travel for my shoots, when I used to be a model, I have traveled by bus, I have traveled by a road, and I never wanted it, but that was the best thing I could do with where I was, and it was okay. So you go through those situations, and they show you that, okay, this is what my reality is right now. I don't want it, and I need to do better. Okay, I want a better life, I want a better standard of living, I just want different things, better things, right? So that is where I've been able to put my manifestations into use. And I think it's a lot of internal work as well, because when you belong to, let's say, a middle class family, you don't always see them talking well about money. It's always like, save something. If you have bigger dreams, if you don't want to be an engineer or doctor, if you want to get into some creative field, it's usually going to be like, who's going to take care of you? You're not going to end up anywhere, and nothing is going to happen. It's just a bachelor's degree. What are you going to do with that? So I think a lot of these beliefs come into the existence, where families talking a little negatively, or maybe just talking about reality, and people are too focused on reality, which is one of the biggest issues when it comes to manifestation, that you are constantly looking at that thing that you do not want, and you keep on saying that I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, and you keep on emitting that to the universe, and then it comes back to you. I have felt that with me, because I have had 2 long relationships, 4 years each, and with my first relationship, it ended. I was cheated upon, and then I constantly kept on saying, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen. This should not happen again, and it happened again. Okay, so I believe somewhere or the other, I manifested that kind of person, I manifested that kind of relationship where there was no trust, because I just have this preconceived notion from my first relationship that this is how relationships are. People cheat on you, people leave you, they fall out of love, and that was my belief around it. And I constantly kept on saying it, that I don't want this, and I got exactly that. So I think that's also a few things and places where we have to put in that work, and we need to not think so much about the reality, and really do that internal work, and shift into a place where you can believe, I am wealthy, I am healthy, I attract abundance, I attract health, I attract wealth, I attract great relationships, I attract great work, I attract great people around me, I attract the best house, the best car, the way you want to fly, the hotels that you want to stay at, all of these things, right? So you have to do that internal work, which I'm going to in the coming videos talk about, but this is just sort of me laying down the foundational stones of the manifestation series, and just showing you where I come from and where I am right now. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And if something happens, I know I can come here and be honest with you. So that's how this relationship is going to work out. I come here, I'm going to be honest with you, and we see how that goes, right? So that is how I believe so much in manifestation. I have been, so I had a list of things that I wanted for my life, which I didn't have when I was younger, or when I was in college, or when I was in school. And I wanted certain things, and I think in the last 1 or 2 years, so I would say up around end of 2019 when I started my consultations, up to 2021, even though there was a pandemic, there is a pandemic, and things have been so bad for so many people, and my heart goes out to them. But for me, I have never let that outer environment affect me. And it does affect me, right? I have had a few moments where I've cried. A few of my friends have lost their family members. I have lost my family members, and I think it has been difficult on everyone. But every single morning that I have woken up, I have just pushed myself forward and not let myself go into that well of emotions and negativity and death and all of the things that are going wrong with the world. And maybe that is the reason I have been constantly seeing myself moving in the right direction, because I've been able to have control on that internal world. And it can be very difficult, but for some reason, touch wood, maybe because I've been practicing this for so long, I've been able to be very, very stable mentally. And when you have that stability inside your mind, it shows in your reality. The more stable you are here, and the clearer you know what you want, and you don't let anything affect you. You become deaf and dumb to anything that goes otherwise from what you want. And if you're able to just master that one thing, it opens so many more doors for you, because now you're no longer creating that hindrance in your own path, and you are letting the universe come to you, flow to you, show you. And my belief has also strengthened, because I see interviews by Oprah Winfrey, Jim Carrey, a lot of actresses, celebrities who are proof that life can be so lavish and beautiful, and you can still be respected, you can still have family, and you can have all of these things that you desire: great dreams, great house, and great relationships, and great fame, money, and all of these things. So people have these things, and you can see it on them. And when they talk about manifestation, it just sort of confirms the reality. Like, yes, it's possible, yes, it's going to happen, yes, I believe it, yes, I think it's going to happen. And it's not always going to be like a straight linear journey, right? There are going to be ups and downs, and we always talk about that on my page when it comes to being the ocean and being the wave. We are always the ocean. There is going to be a wave of highs and lows, but at the end of the day, we are all waves. It comes down to nothing. So great achievements comes down to nothing, great failures comes down to nothing. And that neutrality is where you can attract more abundance. So if you don't know what you want, be neutral. Don't say about what you don't want. So there are a lot of tips and tricks here, and I'm going to talk about them in the coming future videos that we're going to have. But this is just a few things that I wanted to share with you, and let me know how you like this. If you have any specific question, you can put it down below and I can cover it in my next videos. But this is where we stand, and I cannot wait to share with you what I have learned over the years. I will share with you great, amazing, real, honest stories, and it will just help you do better in your own life. And I really hope this serves you. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.